2012 is a big year for me personally and professionally. It's 30 years teaching the martial arts and my 50th birthday. The martial arts changed me from a small, shy 9-year-old being bullied to who I am today, teaching and sharing the martial arts. I am simply a result of the product. The martial art empowers lives, mentally, physically, and emotionally. The power to go from where we are to where we want to be and to where we deserve to be. So 30 years, 2012, 30th year teaching, my 50th birthday. One of my biggest proponents is going back to that lesson of tackling, never resting, always breaking. My entire career, I've never rested in whatever level of success that we've been at. It's always to push to that next level and go to that next thing. So I seen this as an opportunity. So what I did was I challenged myself. The mission was to challenge myself to set an example to my students. As an 8th degree black belt, holding black belts in 6 different systems, instructorship in 3 to 4 different systems of Muay Thai, Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Krav Maga, in addition to the black belts. Is that not to rest? And I'm still a student to this day, currently even with the Gracie Jiu-Jitsu system. Was to challenge myself to do the 50 rounds and invite all the students to see it. And the 50 rounds were tough. The other part of that was the purpose would be, what can we do with it? And we've been always a big believer in giving to others what's been given to you. The reason we are successful in 30 years is because the community has stood behind us in the product that we offer. So we tied it in to doing the 50 rounds, and then the kids, the students, the youth, we got them more involved by having them do 50,000 kicks, and they would be the intermission between my rounds. And we would break the 50 rounds into 5 sets of 10. The kids would do that, and that money. The kids raised, by doing those kicks, they raised over $3,200 that day for the March of Dimes, giving back to the community. So the lesson was never to rest, always tackle, and secondly, always make sure you're giving back to the community, the others that help to make you successful and to get you there. So, in addition to the 50 rounds, it was a perfect opportunity, as we always try to make things bigger and larger. I invited my friends, and the friends would be people who went off and either have played a role. One of the guys who was getting ready for black belt when I was a teenager at one of the karate schools I was teaching at, Bob Burns, we invited, and other people were invited that were key players in either my upcoming through the martial arts that I had impacted and that got their black belts from me and now have their own academies. So we ended up with 15. Later I would find out this was the mistake because they were always rested when I wasn't. So what we did was we broke it into 5 10-minute rounds. The first set was boxing. And what we try to do was look at all the disciplines we do: boxing, kickboxing, self-defense aspects, MMA, and then jiu-jitsu. So the first 10 would be boxing. And we would do 1-minute rounds with 30-second rest breath in between, and then we would alternate the next person. Remember, there's 15 of them, 1 of me. So we did 10 rounds. In hindsight, probably went a lot quicker than expected. Come out there, more than a warm-up, we started going at it. Heads were getting banged, and the punches were coming fast and furious. Didn't take me long to start realizing this was going to be a long day. Next set, 10 more rounds after that, then we do a 5-minute breather, switch clothes, dry off, stretch, back out, hydrate, come back, do kickboxing. 10 more rounds of kickboxing. They go the same way. But this time I end up pulling something in my calf muscle. Actually, felt it in the first 10, but definitely was feeling it now. So my lead leg calf muscle starts going through spasms. We continue through that. Then we go to the self-defense. The self-defense part was everything. People were grabbing. For 1 minute, they would come at me straight. Grabs, knife, gun, club, punches, kicks, and we would defend and use it. And again, the ideal was not only a challenge, but to demonstrate to the parents and families who were here the effectiveness of what we do, but also the arts and the disciplines that make up what is known as John Geyston's Martial Art Academies, the curriculum for that. And then we would move into MMA, 10 more rounds of MMA. The MMA is everything. Very draining because it's everything. It's punching and kicking. It's everything of boxing and kickboxing. Then inside work with elbows and knees and clinches and takedowns and then ground fighting. Very physically draining. Requires almost every muscle in your body. And then jiu-jitsu towards the end was the ideal of the art of jiu-jitsu with gi jiu-jitsu, submissions and ground fighting from there and the takedowns, obviously, from that point. It was a long day. 27th round is what I remember vividly. My body hurts, I'm going through the spasms, but I'm also getting I'm burning up. I feel like my temperature is probably 200 degrees and I can't catch my breath in between the rounds. They're happening that fast. The pace is obviously way too quick. Look back on it, at the moment I believe I said it was the craziest, dumbest thing I've ever done in my life. I look at it now and will say that it was rewarding. It's something that very few people have done. It set a perfect example for our students that what can be done. And if I can do that, they definitely can do that and more. The idea is I want them to do more than I've ever done. Not what I've done, more than what I've done. And helping out a charity community event. It was a win all the way around. It was a great day.
Okay, for your 60th birthday, do you want to do 60 rounds?
I think 75.
75.
Yeah.
75 rounds?
Tai Chi.
What do you think?
60 rounds of Tai Chi. and a nap. 60 rounds of napping.